Hello, everyone, and thank you for coming to Deb Chanel's 40th World, where we do the Young and the Restless soap opera recaps and reviews. We're going to go right on into it. We got Chelsea's on the phone, leaving a message for someone, which I guessed it was Kevin. But she's on the phone leaving a message when a knock comes at her door, and Victor is waiting for her to let him in. We go to Chelsea. Chelsea tells Victor she found Chloe, but she's dead. And of course, Victor's trying to act like he don't know anything about it, but we all know Victor know everything that goes on in everybody's state. Shoot, he just like the TSA. He knows, he knows, he knows. He just has to act like he don't know. Okay. Then we go to Nicholas. Nicholas tells Victoria that Dad knew where Chloe was all alone, and he just made like he didn't know. He's doing the same thing he's always done, which was to play us for fools. But Chloe is dead, and she possibly OD'd because of fear that Chelsea and him were getting too close to her, and they were going to drag her back and make her pay or suffer the consequences for killing Adam. And she just couldn't take it, so she panicked and she just took a whole bottle of pills and fell out on the floor. Or is that really what happened? Because just like I was telling my aunt when we were rewatching it, because I had taped it, I said, you know what? I believe that man, meaning the doctor, actually probably killed her before he left or made her take the pills. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not really too keen on the idea that Chloe actually committed suicide, okay? Because she was like, I'd rather have life than death, and I can keep running. But you know how that is. Okay, we on storyline, fictitious world. Okay, so we move on from there. The look of jail did not match Chloe's idea of spending the rest of her life there. Or the thoughts of being dead either. Please excuse me. I'm yawning. But anyway, moving on from that situation, Neil and Dina and Devon and of course the sidekick for Dina. They're at the athletic club and they're discussing business. And Dina is trying to school Neil on the ways of doing business 101, pretty much. And Neil ain't pretty much having it back at her behind. I understand when you sell your company, you pretty much don't have any leeway for what happens to it after the fact, or at least 1 year after the fact, unless you got it all in writing. So I don't know where Dina coming from. And it seems like how Ashley has always summed her mother up. She has a hidden agenda. Okay, moving on from there, we have Jack finds Gloria at the office, and he's telling her he had dinner with his mom last night. Of course, she had drilled him, is trying to find out why he got a little extra step in his pep because they hadn't been bed sheet partners in a while. So she's trying to see who else is tickling his fancy. Not that she's jealous at all. It's just she needed some loving sheets time, and he was there for her. She might need it in the future, but is what it is, right? They're both consenting adults. Moving on from there, we have Tracy is getting ready to go back to New York for a book signing, but she tells Ashley she's gonna actually stop by the athletic club and say goodbye to her mom. And how Tracy is moving that luggage, I don't look like nothing in that luggage. She just picked that thing up like it wasn't nothing. I'm like, come on now, Tracy. Come on now, you gonna have to. You left from New York to go to see your sister there in Wisconsin. I think it's in Wisconsin, Genoa City, Wisconsin. And then you have to go to Milwaukee for a book sign, and then you got to go back home. So you telling me you packed that light? Cause how you were throwing that luggage around, it's like you could have just put it on your back, honey, or put it up with one hand and twirl it around like a basketball. But no, that was poor timing, Tracy. You could have made like you was lugging on something very heavy. Oh, at least with some pounds to it. But anyway, um, she goes on to tell Ashley, thank you for setting up such a wonderful event and making all the travel arrangements for her to get there. I don't know, she probably sent the jet, the private jet to pick her up. Who knows, they try to flaunt like they got money like that. But anyway, it is what it is. Okay. But Tracy said she really feels something is different about their mom. And Ashley thought she could feel something is going on a little sinister there also. And she's going to make sure she finds out about it more sooner rather than later. Go to commercial, we come back. We have small talk going on between Gloria and Jack again. Jack is smitten with the thought of his mom maybe wanting to settle back in Genoa City and retire and just spend her golden years, latter years with them. But Glory told Jack, don't get his hopes up too high. You know, your mom been gone for a very, very long time. And y'all have had so much come in between you all, which, again, she was much younger. Why she didn't, like, come on in there, especially after John died. But she didn't now, did she? Okay. Then we go to Ashley. Ashley don't believe Dina has changed one bit, but Tracy believes she has. Ah, but then Tracy's not the oldest daughter now, is she? Okay, we go from there. We have Neil is telling Dina she doesn't trust them to run her past business. She sold to them. And she said, well, you know, it's not, I'm just trying to look out. Maybe it's I'm just hard to let go. I'm like, honey, you don't let go. You cash that check, it's the bank funds have cleared to your account. You have no more say. Unless it's in writing, Dina. So pull up. Okay, then we have small talk going on with Hillary and the photographer Jordan. I don't know. That's a dead relationship. I mean, it ain't really. The writer's not even playing it up right. You know, it's just like we know it's fictitious. You're gonna start playing in some more roles for him because Hillary is looking at him just as a piece of meat. That's it. Okay, small talk is going on between Victoria and Nicholas. Victor is sitting down with Chelsea and trying to console her, whatever little bit he can, because he know he got his all hands around that whole situation. But he does leave abruptly when Kevin comes by and wants to know why was Victor there and why was he summoned to come over there to see her. Do she have any news about Chloe? But little do Chloe or Kevin know Chloe's dead. And he's gonna take it very hard. Then we have Chelsea tells Kevin that Chloe is in fact dead. Kevin looks disturbed and shocked at the same time. We go to commercial, we come back. We have Devon is trying to get Dina straight. She's too bossy and she wants to know how they're going to preserve her legacy. You don't have a legacy. You sold your legacy. Are you freaking kidding me? Okay, moving on. We have Tracy leaves Ashley to go back to well, has to go to a book signing, and then she's thinking about going back home. Tracy moving that, well, like I said, it was just very obvious nothing was in that luggage. Okay, then we have Kevin is not believing Chelsea and her findings on Chloe. Chelsea says Chloe took her own life, and he's looking like, no, Chloe never would have took her own life. This, that, and the third. Okay, then we go back to Victoria. Victoria's asking about the doctor. So both her and Nick believe it's over for now because Nick said, I don't think the doctor's going to be that stupid and implicate, you know, Victor and them without implicating himself as being a dutiful follower and keeping her, you know, away from the public when he knew she was a wanted person. Okay, so he thinks it's okay for now, but he don't like the fact that his dad is still getting out scot free. Two people are dead now, but their dad is still walking around. I'm like, that put Victor in one of those nice prisons where, you just can't, you just can't come out. You just have to stay in your little rat hole. But it's very, excuse me, it's very plush. One of those white collar crime um, institutions. Where everything's cream and kosher. You have pretty much maid service. But it is what it is. We'll see what happens. Then we have Nick is telling Victoria that and her and his mom cannot let dad back into their lives. Everyone paid a dear price except for their dad. And Victor's being very stern on that. Victoria's looking kind of puzzled because she don't know how to take that information. But of course she wouldn't know, would she, how to take it. Then we have commercial. Then we go back to Jordan and Hillary. They're talking about Lily. When Devon comes in to take Mariah out for lunch, but she's not there, as Hillary makes it seem, and he tells her she's on an assignment. So he said, okay. So he pretty much go on and give her a compliment for basically um, doing a good interview with Julie Chen when she was out there in California or wherever they was filming. And they make a little small talk. She glad he gave her that compliment. And we go on from there. Then we have Dina and Neil conclude their meeting when Tracy comes over to see her mom prior to her leaving town. And of course, Dina's upset 'cause she wants to basically spend a little bit more time with Tracy because it seems like she's making headway with Tracy and Jack as always, but she's not making any good headway with Ashley. But she knew Ashley would be the harder one to crack and to get back in good graces if they ever were a thing of them being in good grace with one another. So then um, we go from there. We have Ashley goes over to see Jack at the office, and she excuses Gloria from the office so she can talk to Jack by herself about the comings and goings of the interactions they just had recently, or the night before, I should say, about their mom. And of course, Jack is still smitten with the idea of having um, lunch or dinner with his mom, and he's hoping for better times. But of course, Ashley, and her nervous anxiety, feels that no, that's not it. There's something desperately disturbing about their mother just showing up on their doorstep, and she's gonna pretty much find out what was what. And she wants to enlist Jack's help because she feels that there is definitely a story there. And Jack is like, no. But then it must be something because you're taking interest. So you must be caring for our mom more than you're letting on. Mainly because Ashley never really gives a damn about her mom anymore. And so Ashley's really trying to find out how this new friend or partner Dina is hooked up with, what role is he playing in their life? Because she only says this is her person she travels with. He dotes on her, this, that, and the third. And Ashley's not really buying that whole story. So she wants to check him out as well. Two for one, two for one. So if anybody can check out anything that got deep pockets, I'm sure she's going to be running to Victor to enlist some of his contacts. But we don't know. We're just saying, right? Speculating. Moving on. Then we go to Nick comes over to see Chelsea. He finds Kevin there in shock. He's mad. And Chelsea and Nick are trying to keep him calm and keep him keep Chelsea calm as well to keep Kevin calm. We go to commercial. We come back. We have Jordan and Hillary Devon making small talk. Jordan leaves because he gets a phone call or he gets a page from his phone. He kisses Hillary, tell her he'll catch back up with her. And he leaves Devon and Hillary to their own resources. Then Devon and Hillary start to fuss a little, and Hillary slips up and gives Devon a clue that she was in his penthouse apartment when Mariah and him had slept together for the very first time. Okay, he starts getting on into that ass, okay, about her being there and why was she there. Okay, then we have Victor drop by to see Victoria and asking her did she hear the news and this, that, and the third, and also see if he could lend her some help on that hockey mess that Billy got them into with running his mouth on events that he had no business, playing out on TV or being recorded. Then we have Nick is still trying to talk Kevin down about being so angry about Chloe's death. I'm like, really, Nick? Let that boy express, or that man, I should say, express his feelings, okay? Then Chelsea gives Kevin the last thing Chloe had thoughts of prior to her ending her life, allegedly. This facade of a she planned to kill herself, but she just got scared and committed suicide prematurely, all this stuff. And it was a drawing that she had drew to calm her down of her last, I guess, happy moment, which was uh, Chloe's dress. and that she designed for her, and she was just recreating it in her mind. And Kevin said, okay, at least I could tell she was thinking of us prior to her death. Then we have Dina tells Tracy she may be making her home back in Genoa City. And Tracy's looking at her like, what? And she says, okay, whatever. And Tracy leaves, and Dina's partner or traveling partner tells her not to get too comfortable about saying or making plans to come back to her hometown and stay. Don't give up, our plan. So I'm like, what type of plan of action is in charge? And what is Dina really doing there? Okay. Oh, or giving your family false hope. Go to commercial, we come back. We have Devon is exposing Hillary, and she admits to being there, but you can see the love that they still have for one another. And Jordan and Mariah are pretty much going to be ass out in the long run. And they're going to be seen as collateral damage as well. But then we have small talk going on with Nicholas and Chelsea, still trying to console each other and talking about Chloe and Kevin. Kevin goes to see his mother about Chloe's death, and he just falls right into her hands. Like, he can't take it no more. He needs to have somebody else to lean on because he thought his wife was actually, I don't even know if they were pronounced husband and wife at the time she left with that ring debacle. So, no, they weren't married. But if you want to take it that they was married, fine. So go on, Kevin. Go on, honey. But Gloria takes him in her arms and pulls him in. We leave that situation. We go to Victoria's fussing at her dad about all of his messes and all that they had to lose to try to cover up his lies and indiscretions and stuff. And of course, he getting on her because that's what he do. He don't like to put blame at his doorstep. He like to wrap it up and put it on somebody else's doorstep. He deflect. Okay. Then we have Victor is blaming it all on Nicholas for trying to search for Chloe. And he's trying to make a point to Victoria about that. And Victor said, you ain't blaming this on nobody. It wasn't Nick's fault. It wasn't our fault. It was your fault, Dad. Own your shit and be done with it, okay? So she's trying to, stand in her own realness about who her father truly is and how he gets down. We go to commercial, we come back. We have Nicholas is frustrating. No, I'm sorry. Nicholas is embracing Chelsea. She tells Nick that a weight has been lifted off her shoulder. I'm like, okay, yeah, you didn't want to see Chloe dead, which is another way of getting rid of Chloe. You want to see Chloe right in jail for the rest of her life. That's pretty much where she would have been, or maybe not in jail, but a psychiatric ward. But it was like she wouldn't be able to get out and live a life. You know what I'm saying? So she was dead in a sense. Anyway, not physical though. She's asking Nicholas how does he feel about everything and is he able to go on. I'm like, no, Victor's still living. He still got to look at the man that held the plan of saying he did not know where Chloe was, but he got people on deck. I'm like, Victor, really? You hired your pilot to take Chloe. You knew exactly where Chloe was going. So stop it. Stop it. Okay? So it is what it is there. Then we have Victoria tells her father, you killed two people, Adam and Chloe. Victor tells Victoria, I didn't kill my son Adam. And he walks out. Like, okay, all right. You just set the wheels in motion pretty much. Then we have Gloria is consoling Kevin and thoughts uh and I know his thoughts. Kevin shows Gloria his drawing that Chelsea gave to him, which was the last thing that Chloe had a chance to participate in and show her feelings of whatever on paper. Gloria's a good woman and a good mom. Like he doing all that crying and stuff. He was more real when he was crying over there at Nick's and Chelsea's place. But when he got here trying to cry with his mama, I mean, he was kind of convincing when he was on the outside of the door and his mother answered the door to let him in to her suite. But he tried to cry again. I'm like, I ain't see no damn tears fall from his eyes. I didn't see no redness around his eyes or anything. I'm like, Kevin, keep up the phone, okay? Keep it up. Put some Vaseline. You do something, okay? You got to play the part to the end, the very end, okay? Then we have Kevin is trying to blame Chelsea and Nicholas. But Gloria tells him, you can't do that. Nope, nope, nope. Don't even go there. Chloe was not that innocent. She did a lot of horrible things, so don't go there. And so she was putting him back into reality of the real meat and potatoes of his so-called wife or wife to be. Don't try to sugarcoat her nowhere because she was pure evil. Okay, what she did was pure evil, and how she made everybody, you know, try to erase Adam's memory from their memory banks. That just wasn't right. So Kevin's just like, he's just not hearing it for nobody. He's just grieving, which he needs to grieve now. And he's talking about he don't know how he's gonna tell Bella or Esther. And his mom like, you're gonna tell him, you're gonna be the big man, you're gonna do this thing, you're going to be the stronger person for them because that's who you are. I'm like, go ahead, Glory. Go ahead, Glory. Yo. Then we go to the last and final scene where we have Dina. Partner comes up to pick her up from the house. Hold on, Dina partner, traveling friend. Graham is talking about a plan. So I'm like, what is that plan? What is that plan Graham and Dina have cooked up? I mean, it couldn't have been a situation where Dina is hurting for money, I'm guessing. Or is Dina like having a little amnesia or something, or a little Alzheimer's, and this Graham person who's been like her caregiver or whoever he's supposed to be for her, is he milking her for money or something? Ashley's gonna get to the point, honey, because Ashley don't play. You bringing her mom in her life, which she had already forgot about her mom and learned to live without her mom. She's like, not gonna happen, Captain. So she gonna find out about you. Oh yeah, Mr. Graham, she gonna find out about you. Y'all, that was a good episode today. Tune in tomorrow for more both of the Young and the Restless, as well as the Bold and the Beautiful. And let me entertain you with my laughter, my joy, my pleasure of giving you my recap, my perspectives of both soap operas. Y'all take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.